Hello my convicts and convict catchers, it is Zydeco Convict bringing you guys and gals, yes, the return of tech videos. As you all know, we've got the big beastie PC now working, up and running. I've had it for the best part of a week or so, I think now. And we obviously want to do another tech video. Now, generally they are straight to the point. This one's a little bit complex, so it's not going to be as to the point, and I want to give out as much information as I can. But without further ado, let's get it on, and here we go. Here is how you do from beginning to end the Elgato to work with your PS5. Here we go. So, first of all, there is a couple of things you're going to need before we can even start to do this. So I'm going to explain about what they are, and then obviously if you've got these, then you can carry on. You might want to watch the video anyway. If you haven't, you may need to go and get them. Now we'll link these in the description now, just to make you aware, and obviously for whatever, legal reasons, whatever reasons it's classed as. I do not have any affiliation or any association with any of these companies I'm about to tell you about. I don't get sponsored for them. I'm not getting paid by any of them. I'm just doing it because I feel like these products work, and obviously it's helping me do what I do with the live streams in the past couple of days. With that said, here we go. So first of all, what you're going to need is one of these, which is, I'll show you them separately, a splitter cable like this. Now you can get one from Elgato, but apparently it's going to take a couple of months to come. These actually came to £20 for all these items. So I've got the splitter cable, and then I also got two of these, which are two cables with 3.5mm connections on either end, as you can see there. And then what these are basically going to do is this splitter cable with two female ends, the male ends are going to connect like that and go in there, like so. Okay, so I've got two of these white ones, as you can see, and the splitter cable there. You're going to need them. What you're also going to need is a headset which has a mix amp like this. Now this is the Game DAC mix amp, which I've got the case here, and it works with any of the Steel series. So any of the Steel series Arctis headsets, like the 7P I think it's called, which is a new one which comes for the PS5, work with this. Now this is an expensive boy. I'm assuming it's probably expensive for the Astros as well, because you get a mix amp with the Astros, and you'll need one of these as well to be able to do this, which obviously again here. So just to show you the end here, so we've got an optical side, we've also got a mobile and a line outside, and this is the bit that connects generally to your headset here. The wire to the headset connects to this, and then you've got the USB side, which will connect obviously to your console, like so. This is obviously going to go in the PC, but I'll explain about that in just a moment. So if you've got them, then you're good to go, because they are the main things you're going to need. The only other thing you do need to have, just before I forget, is you do need to have a monitor with a 3.5mm jack, which is under here. So you need a monitor with speakers to be able to do this as well, because what we're basically going to do today is show you how to set up the Elgato from beginning to end, but also you want to be able to hear your team and obviously communicate and so on and so forth. And we're going to show you how to do that in today's video. I've just found out how to do it, and I wanted to tell you while it was fresh in my head, so I don't forget. And obviously I've got to do it again for tomorrow, so that I know it's ready for the live stream. So here we go. So if I move you over here gently and pull this down just a little bit, we'll talk about the PC. So we've got a normal bog standard monitor here. It's nothing special. And if you can see here, the connection for these is either a DVI or a VGA. This is a DVI. The DVI goes into the graphics card like so. And then you've got the other connector that's over there as well. You're going to need a ps5 controller, obviously. This has still got the charger cable inside. So once you've got that connected, you need to come over here. For the PlayStation 5, you want to have it connected here, and then the PS5 connection will then go into the same side that has the micro USB, which you can see next to it. And that micro USB obviously will then go into the PC like this. So you just basically connect it in like that. And then the other side here is running along, as you can see, and this goes into the monitor up here. Okay, so once you've got them connected, so just to show you again, so this one here at the bottom, this one here is to the monitor, this one here is going to the PS5, and this one is going to the PC. So once you've got that set up like that, you also need to add another item. And if I show you, if I come over here, make sure that stays in, plugged on. So what we need to now add is our splitter here with the two ends. I'm going to connect this into the analog port like so of your Elgato. Now this is the Elgato HD60, so it's nothing special. It's not the new ones, it's the very first of the series, as you can see there, HD60. It's not the HD60S or S Plus, anything like that. So once you've got them connected in that way, what you then need to do is connect the white wires to the splitter ends, like so. So that's one. And then we'll connect the other one, like so. Okay? So now what we need to do, I'll just put my Elgato HD60 up there, is we need to grab one of the wires, and you need to connect this to the controller speaker, like so. Okay? It doesn't matter which one, it can be any of these white wires, whichever you wish. Then that leaves one more white wire, as you can see here. Now this needs to connect to your mix amp. Now this particular mix amp has 3 connections on top. It's got the optical, it's got a line out, and it's got a mobile. Now this has to connect to, on mine, the mobile connector, like so. So the only 2 wires that these need to go into is the game DAC and the PS5 controller. Once you've got that set up in that way, then we're pretty much good to go. It's just a case of now turning on the systems and cracking on. So I'm going to pause you here and then we'll carry on and I'll show you what you need to do next. So see you in just a moment. So here we are now on the PS5, as you can see here. So I'm going to show you what to do. So all you basically do from the main screen is go up to the top right hand corner where you can see this cog here saying settings. You want to then press on the cog. So these are the audio settings you need to put in your PS5 in order to be able to hear audio. So you can already probably hear it. So go down to sound. Okay. Click on sound, and this is what you need to have it added as. You want microphone to be input, device, microphone or controller. There's only one option for this, obviously, because you've got it connected through controller here. You can adjust the volume if you want to. The status, I've got it as logged on, and then microphone status when starting chat or broadcast don't change, so it doesn't change anything without me saying so. And then for the audio output, you want to have this set as headphones to controller that are connected to controller, not the HDMI or the AV amplifier. You want to set that way. Switch auto device automatically. So you don't want to switch or output, device automatically. You don't want this to do that. So turn it off is what I recommend. Then have it as all audio. For the output, enable 3D sound, adjust your 3D audio if you wish, home screen, sound effects, and the priority to be bitstream Dolby, which these are capable of 7.1 on here So I usually have it as Dolby. Volumes, obviously turn them up if you need to turn them up, and that's all you need to do really. So make sure microphone on controller, and that this is also set again on headphones connected to controller. That way then you'll hear the sound here, and when you're moving, it's actually moving with my screen over there, but obviously you will hear it in real time as well, to being fitted to the video that's being recorded in the background here as well. So once you've got these done, then we can move now over to the PC section, and we can now go and talk about the PC. So I've got the capture window here. I'm going to bring it up to the top. There we go. And here we are. So let me just shrink this down a little bit. Excuse the background here, but let me go through. So the only one you want to ignore is the display capture in this option here. Ignore that because this apparently doesn't exist. You only want webcam, ps5 screen, and mic/aux. So I'll show you how to do each one of these. What I would recommend you doing is doing this in the settings, and then we'll explain a little bit about these in just a moment. So go to settings and you'll come here. So on here I don't change anything, I leave it as it is. So anything on here, leave it as default. Stream, choose your provider, and obviously if you've got YouTube, I use the ingest server here, and then obviously put your stream key in. Also take a note of this as well. So remember, the maximum video bit rate that this YouTube can support is 51,000 kilobits per second, which is 51 megabits. Because it'd be 51,000. So yeah, 51 megabits, because 1,000 kilobits per second is 1 megabit per second. Maximum audio bit rate is 160 kilobits per second. Make sure you also have this set to 160 if that is. Obviously, if you're on a different platform, make sure to make a note of what these are, and make sure you've got the maximum audio bit rate, what it's set to. Don't try and set it to 192 if it can't support 192. Once you've got these set and you've put the stream key in here, then you can go to output. Output here for streaming. Now this is going to probably differ a little bit depending on what kind of card you got in. I was talking to Adam, and Adam did have some different features because he had NVENC, and I've got AMD. Mine's a HD 7900 graphics card. It's a very old thing, 7900, and it's a Radeon AMD. So obviously you may get something different here, but this is just basically just a bit of guidelines. You can copy this similar things here that we've got here anyway. So I'm using the encoder X264, which is using my CPU because my graphics card just isn't capable of handling, obviously, being able to live stream. The rescale output, I've got it ticked, and it's at 1920 by 1080, but my screen here does do 4K. I do scale it down to 1080 because obviously I don't want it to go any higher. Even on the PS5 it's down as 1080. The rate control is capture bit rate of 10,000. Now 10,000 is 10 megabits per second of upload speed. So whatever your upload speed is, you need to obviously stay within the guidelines of your upload speed. So if you're on 5, you only get 5 upload, then you want 5,000. If you get 7, 7,000, or if you can get 10 upload, which I can through my TP link now, then you can obviously put 10,000. Use custom buffer size, leave that unticked. I've put this down as 0 for auto because I did have it at 2 keyframe intervals, but I've left it as auto. Fast as the preset for the CPU. Now it says here, the higher the less CPU. So the higher you go, the less CPU, but obviously the worse the image quality is going to be, which is why I chose to stay on fast. And then the profile, you want to have it as main. Main basically will make sure that this is a priority, but it won't overtake the whole system. If you put this on, which I have done before, high, it will literally take over the whole entire system, and when it comes to opening new Windows or Google, you're going to have a hard time. Tune I've left as 0, I've left as none, sorry, and then X264 options, I've left it as blank because I don't need it. Recording options, you can put whatever you want. I put 6,000, fast main, just basically repeated the same thing here. Rescale output is a little bit different on here, but I will change that back to 1920 by 1080. Audio again, like I said, for each one is 160 because that is what we can obviously do through the generals tab. When we go down, not the generals tab, the stream tab, sorry, it does say 160 on there. So I've got it on the same, and I don't really touch the replay buffer, don't need to. Audio here, I've got it as 48 on mine. Make sure you check what yours is. You can generally find out from the speakers down at the bottom if that's correct. Disable all of these. You don't want any of these to be enabled, because what will happen is any devices you plug to the computer, whether it be a webcam, headset, microphone, it will automatically start to enable stuff to start playing in the background. You want this disabled, that way then there's no chance of anything being plugged in, any foreign other object, then obviously having an effect on OBS or changing any settings on there. And that is all you need to change on here. Just make sure these are all set as disabled. This is 48 and stereo if you want to do that. So once you've done that, we'll go to video. Now I've got 1920 by 1080 by 1920 by 1080. I've got Bubic, or however you say that, scale to 16 samples and 60 frames per second. Again, do up to what obviously your monitor can support. If it can do 1080, then by all means do 1080. If you feel like obviously again your speed, your upload speed is not as good, then you may want to scale it down to 1280 by 720 for obviously having lower resolution will help on your upload speed. Hotkeys, I don't really touch that. Advanced, I've just got it as above normal, Direct 3D 11, NV12, 709 and full color range. That's all I change on here. I don't touch anything else. Everything else that's on here is automatically already there. So once you've got these done, then obviously you can click apply. I'm just going to cancel off so I don't change anything. So now we need to look at these and we need to make a scene. So you make a gameplay scene, you can rename it by right clicking, go down to rename, and then you can change. I've changed it to gameplay, and then webcam only is at the top. Then come across and press the plus sign. The first one you want to do is add a audio input device. When you do that, you will get one of these, and as you can see, once you click on it, you can come up here to a drop down box and you can choose what you want. Now obviously my headset is a microphone for the game DAC and it says chat. I've got two, one that comes up as chat, one that comes up as game. I want it to be chat because that is obviously my microphone. The ps5 screen, all I've done is gone here and gone to video capture device, and you can see from the image what it looks like. Once you go onto that and right click, like I said, you'll get gone on the plus, sorry, and you go there, click on the capture device and it'll bring up the ps5. You can then right click and go to properties, and all I've done here is gone to configure video, bring up, where's that gone? Bring up this window here, which is part of the Elgato, and you want it on PlayStation 4, HDMI with analog audio tick marked, expanded, HD 1080 and 60 frames per second. Make sure the analog is ticked on there, and then put the audio up to full. Once you've done all these, then you can click done. So PlayStation 4, tick the analog, expanded, HD, 60 frames, turn off the convert or stretch definition if that's on, and make sure this is up to 100, then click done. So once you've done that, you can then come down here to start to configure anything you want to do on here that you want set differently. So I've got it as custom. I've got it, so obviously it's going to be 1080, 60 frames, video format any, 709 full, and I've left buffering as enabled because when I don't, it makes my voice or it makes my audio crackle. Some people said turn off the buffering. You can try it off. If you turn it off, you're hearing crackling, then you want to enable and have it on. Obviously the slight hum you will get if you do buy this stuff like mine is because you need that extra piece which is coming tomorrow, and I'll explain about that once that comes. Capture audio only, leave this as default because this is what will be as default, and then press OK. Obviously your screen will go blank once you do this and it'll restart, and then bring up the thing again. Obviously I don't have to worry about that because we're on PC and not on the console. So then what we need to go to now, once we've got these done and you've got webcam you can leave as normal. It doesn't really do anything on there unless you need to configure your webcam for whatever reason, then you can do that. This is a C920 Logitech camera. I've never upgraded it. I do probably need to upgrade it in the future, but that's all you want. The display capture, just ignore that one because like I said, I'm only doing that so you can physically see me now. Do this. So once you've got all them configured, then what you need to do is you need to go into them, and you want to do this as well because this is a really important part of doing this as well. So once you've found, go over here, anywhere on this part, right click, and then you'll see it says Advanced Audio Properties, so anywhere on the screen, and then you want to click on Advanced Audio Properties and it'll bring you to this. So as you can see, we've got the mic, we've got the PS5 screen and the webcam. These are the only three that you need to be seeing on here. As you can see, they're all at different values, completely up to you. What, obviously, find out, do a recording, see if your microphone's too loud or your audio's too loud. I've turned down the PS5 audio because obviously I'm talking to you for the PC, and the PS5 obviously is still here in the background. And then what you want to do here, you now need to find out an offset, and you need to match this for each one of your items here, for the mic, your screen and your webcam, excuse me. So mine is actually 50 milliseconds. So if you want to try that, completely up to you, just bang in 50 milliseconds, do a recording, talk really, really slowly into your microphone, really close, so you've got a close-up of your face, do a clap, and if it claps at the same time you're clapping, then that's good to go. What will happen here with the offset is it will keep that offset the same all the way through your recordings or through your live streaming. What can happen if you have this off is it can actually desync. Say if something is plugged into your PC or something goes wrong with the internet or whatever it is, it can throw out your audio throughout your stream, and you'll find out, and people will start saying your audio is out of sync, your video is out of sync, or you're speaking, you're talking but no sound, and then a second later your sound's coming, or wow, that guy can see into the future because he went hooray, and he wasn't even killing that person, and all of a sudden he killed him, and then he'd already said it beforehand, so you'd kind of gone into the future somehow. And that's because of the offset. So make sure you go into it and find out. Now the best way to do it with the Elgato HD60, it has an offset, or it has a video problem or processing up to 500 milliseconds or 550, I think is the maximum problem it has. Now depending on your system will depend on how fast it can go through and process all this. Now like I said, I've got Ryzen 2600, I've got Evo M.2 as well in this, and I've got 16 gigabytes of Evo as well in there as well. I've actually got all the descriptions here. Is it this one? Is this the one that I did it in? Yeah, so I've got Evo M.2, a B450, a Crucial SSD, Corsair Vengeance 6 gigabytes, DDR4 at 3200 megahertz, a Ryzen 2600, and that's all you need to really know apart from that. And that's what I use in order to do this. So mine offset is 50 milliseconds through all the practicing I've done of double checking. Also make sure the monitor is off on each of these devices as well and not on to listening. If you do want to ever hear like your microphone in your headset, you can turn this to either monitor only and not to send out the volume, or you could put it out and it'll send it, but obviously it'll cause echo. So make sure all of these are set off, and like I said, have mic, aux, PS5 screen and webcam 50 milliseconds. Try that if you want, do a test, and if you clap and it claps at the same time, then you're on to a winner, and that's where you need to be with that. So once you've got that set up in that way, then that's it. That's all you need to do. And now when you play games and you jump into a game, you will be able to talk to other people. They will be able to respond to you, and everything's good. So that's all you need to do. That's how you do it. So what I'll do, I'll quickly show you this working. So if I go to my display capture, move this out the way so we can get the PS5 screen back, as you can see now. And we'll quickly jump into a game. Also, the audio from my headset is in time with this monitor, not this monitor, because I had a problem where I had an audio delay of 2 seconds and I was hearing the audio of this monitor and not the one here. And obviously you want to be hearing the one that you're playing from and not having that 2-second delay, otherwise that's going to cause a big problem when it comes to doing what I do. You know, I will be able to move my screen fine and move around fine, but then 2 seconds later, then I'm hearing what's happening, and by then I'm probably dead. So if I come back out now, let me move the webcam over to this PC over here, so I can at least sit up here. Move that out the way. Pull this down a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. Right, get my monitor about there. Right, so what we're going to do, we'll go in here and I'll show you it working. Excuse if that goes a little bit loud. There is one more thing I'll show you at the end as well that I forgot, which I'll show you through the PC, what the PC can do to eliminate any of those problems where you might have those ear raping situations. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. So if we come in here, I won't go into a game, but you'll see that the microphone is working, even though, like I said, I've got this connected. We've got this connected like this, as you can see, exactly the same way as I've said. Excuse my voice, losing my voice. Right, so now when I'm speaking, if you look over to the corner, you can see my voice is peering up on the corner there whenever I'm speaking. And everything's in sync, everything's in time. And if I go into a game, I will be able to hear people in my headset and be able to communicate with them as well. It's as simple as that. So obviously if I wasn't able to do that, it would be obviously not coming through at all, unless obviously I was talking into my controller here, but everyone can hear me. Let me just quickly demonstrate that for you. If people all talk to me, that is. Hello, can anyone hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I've got a new microphone, I need to check it. Just go yo, or hello. Clouded? Pablo? Jack? Come on guys, someone just say hello. They can hear me, but I don't know. It's gonna be awkward to get someone to talk. Hello, can you hear me?
Team deathmatch. Enemy threats in the AR.
Guys.
Weapons hot.
Just let me know this is working.
Enemy
This headset's
near
working. Let me leave that game for a moment. This is the problem, is trying to get people who actually want to talk. Let me jump into another game and see if we can get someone to talk. But it does work. It's just people don't want to speak. Which is kind of weird that they've got headsets on, but they're not talking. Hello, can you hear me? Mr. Radders, Tam, Oni, can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. Guys? Come on, someone speak. I've got a new headset. Just let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, guys?
Get out there. Promote the company.
Okay. No one's talking. No one wants to talk. Well, unfortunately, I can't get them to talk. It does 100% work. I promise you that. But sometimes people just don't want to speak, which is kind of weird. That they don't want to speak. It's kind of annoying. I get that quite often, where they won't speak or anything, so there's not a great deal I can do in terms of that, sorry. But it does work. You can see where my microphone is, it's on, and generally if you have something plugged in, it will obviously feed the audio through obviously what it's connected to, and it won't go into the controller itself on there. But that's how you do it, so it's as easy as that. And that's how you do that part. So I'm just going to quickly show you this one last little bit here on the PC, and then we'll leave it there. So let me turn down the PS5 audio again, so it's out the way, and it's not obviously overdoing it with the audio. Let me pull this back up again. So the other thing I wanted to go through is regarding to mic on here. So if you right click on the mic and go to filters as well, another thing that you can really do here that's really important is obviously the quality of your microphone, making the quality of your microphone as best as you possibly can. So we've got a couple of things here. We've got noise suppression, which I've put down as a speed one, is it speaks, or however you say it, which is lower CPU usage, not the R and noise, which is higher quality, but I went for the lower quality one. We've got a compressor here, which I didn't touch anything, I left it as it was. And then we've got the limiter. Now the limiter is a really, really good one. What this basically does is it will limit, so it will stop your mic from over peaking. So obviously when you're moving across here at the bottom, you can see that my voice goes all the way into the yellow area. But if I was to scream really loudly, it would not go beyond a certain point on here into the red. So I can limit it down. So we've got -10 there. So we could go down to, let's go down to -20, and I'll show you what it does. So if we pull this slider down and go down to -20, -20, like so. So as you can see now, whenever I'm speaking, I can't go above 20. As you can see, I'm not eligible to go above 20 because the limiter is going to stop and block me from going above that. So there's no way I can go above 20 decibels, and as you can see, it's actually a little bit less than 20 that is peaking, or my voice is staying to. So if you have that moment where you're screaming out or you're shouting, then obviously you want to have it there as well, so it will stop that peak, and it'll be really, really good as well. So there you go. That's a couple of the things that you can do on here, and that's how you get it to work. Right, sorry about that, guys. So I'm having to redo this a bit again because it didn't record, but thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this helps you out. If it does, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified of all my videos, and you truly can be one of Kappa's convicts or a convict for ladies. I'm going to leave it here. Hopefully enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, tap that notification bell,
Hopefully it helps you out. Any issues, let me know in the comments below. But as long as you're following the tutorial from beginning to end, and like I said, you go and buy, obviously, these cables with a 3.5, and you buy the splitter, then you'd be good to go. It definitely does work. It's just unfortunately we couldn't get people to talk, but there we go. You know what it is. It is Convict signing out. As always, I salute you, my convicts and convicts, and I'll see you soon in our next video. And don't forget, tomorrow we are live streaming 10:30 till 2:30. So if you want to join in, that's the way to do it. Bye for now.